So you went to Korea.
We were based in we had an East Asia office, and it was in Taiwan,
Uh,
and we had one in Korea. One in,
what
one in,
was
one
the
in Seoul.
name of the organization?
The Population Council was an international educational foundation.
Uh-huh.
It was involved primarily, provided three different areas: biomedical research, uh, demographic studies, population movement and all that, and then in addition, very heavily women's health, reproductive health, family planning, all that stuff. Huh? This was we were going back and forth probably from 1965 to 1970 or so.
So you went to medical school?
No, public health.
Public health. Ah. Where did you study?
I studied University of California, Berkeley.
I went to study University of California, Berkeley, and there was a theological seminary together combined. We stayed there 13 years as a student.
No kidding. So when years were you there?
I was there in 1970.
Yes.
Yeah, we went back. We were in Taiwan from 65 to 70. In 1970, we went back to Berkeley, and I studied to finish my doctorate degree.
In public health.
Yeah, public health.
Oh.
So, and Ching took her master's degree in public health.
In the same area.
Yeah,
Same department.
Ah.
Same school, huh?
Where you were born?
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
And you came this country as a international student.
Yeah, graduate student
Ah.
in 1961.
61.
I
We met
see.
at graduate school at Indiana University.
Ah.
And then I was studying literature, and she was studying anthropology.
Ah. So your field of study during your college years were having nothing to do
Literature and
with
philosophy. Well, it had a lot to do with what I did,
literature
but
and
it was-
philosophy.
It was a good background for that.
Wow,
yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Ah.
We
So-
changed professions pretty much. I
Ah.
was teaching in Massachusetts, high school.
Ah.
And then went in the Army, and then I was on the civil service list, waiting for a job. I wasn't waiting for a job, my name came up because I had taken some national exam. And they told me my name was now top on the list. And so I decided to apply, and they put me in New York State Mental Health Department. And I worked there for a couple of years. And then I went to Berkeley to take my Master of Public Health, because that's the professional credential you need to really work on regular level.
Ah. So when was it you went to Korea? What year?
I was in Korea off and on, back and forth. I was not living there. I would go for maybe a month. We would go out with these places to visit all the places. Daegu, every
Daegu
place in Korea.
is the city we are from.
Oh, you really? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there many times.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Probably in 1966, 67, 68, a lot. Because we were very actively involved. Taiwan and Korea had some training arrangements, so the health ministry in both places was exchanging people all the time. So we would go with maybe 10 or 12 people from Taiwan, would go to Korea, and there would be joint training exercises, and sometimes the Koreans would come to Taiwan. And that went on for about 10 years, I think. Huh? I don't remember much about Korea because it was so long back, but I just remember when the persimmons, all the season for the fruit, persimmons would come.
Yeah. You remember kimchi?
Oh, kimchi, of course. Yeah.
불고기.
And also what's the alcohol, the drink, the
소주.
milky white sort of alcohol, strong.
아, 막걸리.
Yeah, yeah.
아,
Yeah.
I see.
I remember that.
아,
I remember there was a mountainous area. It was supposed to be one of Korea's treasures. It was
경주.
Gyeongju.
경주 is ancient
Ancient
city.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many, all kinds of sort of like temples and
George, what does a public health person do? What do they focus on?
What did we focus on that? I was involved mostly then in Korea in training people in primary health care kinds of programs, village-based local worker with very little education probably who would be going to visit people. So a lot of that was training.
So what to say and what to do.
What to say, what to do, how to run programs, how to evaluate them. We did it at different levels. Sometimes there were field workers, sometimes there were people in the ministries. We did a lot of training at Yonsei University.
연세, I graduated from 연세.
Kidding, really? Yeah. And Ewha Women's University.
이화, yes,
Ewha
yes.
also, yeah.
Her mother went to 이화.
Oh, yeah.
My wife's.
Many women, yeah.
Yeah.
It was all women. I gave many lectures at Ewha
Uh-huh.
and Yonsei. The man I worked with became the minister under one of the changes in the government. I can't remember. Minister of Interior or something like that. I'm trying to think of his name now. Oh my. He
So,
was a physician. He was a physician.
What is your last name?
Sonata.
How do you spell it?
Cernada. Sonata.
Sonada.
Spanish name, yeah.
You have a Spanish background?
Yes. So that was it was very interesting. I think they still do a lot of those programs. We don't have an office. I don't know if the agency I work for still is very active. It's based in New York. And I think probably they stopped having resident advisors and things in Korea and Taiwan because the programs became very sophisticated, people very well trained. But when I first went there, it was not the case. I mean,
It was a part of government organization.
primarily government, but the agency we had is a non-governmental organization, NGO.
Oh, NGO.
NGO.
Oh.
Yeah. So we basically we were funded usually by the World Bank or by the United Nations programs, UNDP, UNFPA, and the other one, UN something or other. So we had people around the world in many countries. We would provide technical advice. They would say, we need somebody to come and stay and work with us in this ministry to get people up to speed on all these stuff. And we would send them over there.
What was your last job before your retirement?
Oh, my last job was, I came back here in 1976 for the first time. I had never been here. I went to join the faculty at the university in the School of Public Health.
Which school?
School of Public Health,
UMass.
UMass, University of
Oh, you were on the
I
faculty
was on the faculty.
at
right.
UMass
Yeah.
until your retirement.
Until my retirement, yeah.
Oh.
So I retired from, I worked on the faculty from 1976 till 2002. I retired in 2002. So I've been retired 23 years. Huh? But I spent 4 years in Pakistan. We got a contract from the government, initially from USAID, but later from the World Bank, to go for Pakistan. So I went to Pakistan for 4 years. While I was UMass, I was the only one teaching international health courses, dealing with all the different issues in the programs. So, in order to keep up with that, I applied for this contract, and we got a contract, and I went to Pakistan.
What year you were born?
1938.
38. You are same year.
No, he's older than I am.
Yeah, you can turn it off.
And
You also born in 1938. 39.
38, 39.
38, 39, 40.
Good combination.
Yeah.
Good years.
Uh-huh.
Good years,
Ah.
for sure.
Oh, look at this.
Okay, we're
Look at this. Is the
I know.
other candy.
Oh.
This is the peanut butter.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had many when I was studying at Berkeley in that period in 60. What was I there?
Turbulent era.
Yeah, 64,
In Berkeley.
65. Probably I was there. For a
Yeah.
master's degree.
Berkeley was
There was
Free speech movement.
Yeah, that was the when they had the what's it called? Anyway, all
Strike.
FSM movement, riot, and all that sort of thing, huh?
stripes.
Yeah. They closed the university. They had the anti-Vietnam rallies, and they closed the university again for a second time. So we would have our classes outdoors, you know,
not do that.
and they would have speakers come.
Was Malcolm X was there?
I don't know. Michael X, I'm not sure.
I remember John Baez.
Oh, Joan Baez was there, yeah. Oh, damn these phones. I don't even know how to shut these things off to keep them out. Anyway, Joan Baez was there. Matter of fact, when the FSM riots were going, I was at the School of Public Health, which was on one end of the university, way down near Earl Warren Hall. And we were walking down to a class, but then there was no class. And then we saw Joan Baez was there with 4 or 5 people. They were setting up some stand, and she was talking to people and so forth and so on. We went over and talked with her. She was very active when she came in. She was singing and all that sort of stuff. But the most of the place was. I remember we walked back from seeing her. We saw the dean of the School of Public Health, and the dean said, "Nobody's been down picketing in front of our school." He says, "We're so far off on the end of the campus. I wish somebody would come down here and do that." So when myself and my friends, my other classmates, went up to the other side, we kept telling people, "Go down to Earl Warren Hall. That's a good active place to go to, right?"
Just outside the Cedar Gate.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, you know, at the campus. If you think of the campus like shaped like this,
Yeah.
this was way over here on that side, right near the main University Avenue, and I can't remember the name
Yeah.
of the streets, but yeah.
Telegraph.
Yeah, Telegraph. Yeah. Well, Telegraph was up there.
Yeah.
And it goes right into the the university.
Anyway, that's how we
But that
do
was
it.
a very active period.
Yeah. Also, Indian, what is it?
Easy enough.
The young
Changi.
people, they were celebrating life.
Oh, yeah.
Hippie,
All right.
Yeah.
long hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hasn't tried it.
All long hair. I can remember when I came. The job I had, I worked in Albany for the New York State Department of Mental Hygiene, and I went from there to Berkeley. When I came, I got off the plane. It was a helicopter came in then into Berkeley, and I got off and I went over to the campus. And I had a big suitcase, and I was dressed the way I always dressed in my job in New York, because you had to wear a suit and tie all the time. The job I had there, and I remember a guy stopped, looked at me, and he said,
Roll peanut.
"Are you one of those Mormons?"
Oh.
And then I realized, I was wondering why he thought that. It was because I had a suit and a tie,
Yeah.
and you know, very dressed looking, and he thought I was one of that group. Because
I don't blame them.
and later, when I went back to Taiwan, they said to me, because in Taiwan you weren't allowed to grow hair. I had long hair and all big mustache and everything and so forth. And I remember the guy who used to be the head of World Health Organization, Dr. Izzy Feng, said to me, "Here comes little Miss Sonata back," because I had such long hair. He said he wanted to take me to the barber shop. He said before I could begin work, he would take me to the barber shop and get it cut off, right?
Well, when you're walking, often people behind you are commenting, is that the male or female?
Yeah, I know it. Because in Berkeley, you know, everybody had the long hair and whatnot. It was all,
That was the time.
that was the uniform of the day. That was what, that was 19...
Hippie.
That was 1964, 65, yeah.
So you seem to be in excellent physical condition now. Is that true?
Only in appearance.
Appearance?
Everything else is falling apart inside. I mean, I can walk around. I can go do things. We dance. We
He
play.
can line dance.
Yeah, we dance.
Is that called the line dance?
There's a special dance called a line dance.
For seniors?
Yes, well, it can be for any age.
Anybody, yeah. I don't care that much for the line dance, but Ching Ching wants me to go, and she doesn't drive anymore, so I take her and I go. I like ballroom dancing a lot. You know, all the
European
ballroom dancing is much more.
Slower music.
Mozart music?
Yeah, the music is different. It's more classical and there's more movement, different type of movement. Line dance is sort of just what it looks like. Several lines of people going in each direction and moving around. It's
Oh,
more Western style, American Western, you know, like
yeah.
Cowboys.
yeah, cowboy like. Then we do folk dancing. They have a lot of Fridays.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
They have folk
is
dancing.
easier.
Yeah, folk dancing's easier. Folk dancing, we have a teacher who does it on Friday afternoon at the senior center in Amherst, and she has music from each country more or less, and they dance the folk dance for that. She's quite a good teacher, and that's much easier dance.
You are living at Amherst now?
We're living in Amherst now. Yeah.